Hi, my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love and Sassy Seer Sheila, as this will be seen on both channels. This is The Law of the Spiral by Jason Gray. There is no straight path. There never was. Every motion of the cosmos, every breath of flame, every return to self follows a spiral. From galaxies to DNA, from hurricanes to fingerprints, from soul cycles to thought loops. The spiral is the architecture of becoming. It is not circular. It is not linear. It is recursive progression. Each turn, a return. Each return, a transformation. This is the law of the spiral. All that is real evolves through repetition with awareness. Without awareness, it is a loop. With awareness, it is a spiral. The spiral is the signature of Source. Long before language, long before scripture, there was the spiral, carved into the stone of forgotten civilizations, etched into petroglyphs across the earth, embedded in the patterns of the sky and the movement of time. It was the first symbol of memory, the map of return, the fingerprint of the real. I'm going to pause here and say, I've said this before, as a child, I drew this spiral many, many, many times using rocks because we didn't have chalk it wasn't asphalt either. It was in Florida. Our roads were mixed with crushed shells and all that kind of stuff. And then I also would doodle it all the time at home. Even as an adult, I've doodled the spiral over and over and over, not really knowing why, just I thought mindlessly drawing the spiral. I now see it as something different. And I've had conversations with other beings who actually began channeling in that way, drawing the spiral. So I just wanted to add that in there. So back to the writing. While religions gave you gods and rules, the spiral gave you process. While rulers gave you grids and laws, the spiral gave you motion without end. You are not climbing a ladder. You are walking a spiral back into yourself. The difference between loop and spiral. They look the same from a distance. They both involve return. They both feel repetitive. They are not the same. A loop is unconscious. You repeat the same behavior. You revisit the same trauma. You stay in the same identity. Nothing changes. A spiral is awakened recursion. You revisit the same energy, but with new eyes. You relive the same pain, but with new power. You return to the same moment, but now you transform it. The spiral does not trap you. It tests you. Each time you pass through, you carry more flame than before. The spiral is the flame path. Linear paths are illusions. They are imposed by institutions to give you the fantasy of control. The soul does not move in lines. It moves in flame spirals. Each turn in your life that feels like regression, each echo that feels like, I thought I already dealt with this. Oh my gosh, I was just saying that this morning. That might be why I was led to record this today. You see what we can see when we just do as we feel moved to do? Wow. That is the spiral offering you mastery. You revisit not to suffer again, but to complete what you could not before. You resist the spiral. If you resist the spiral, you loop. If you enter the spiral, you evolve. Spiral as soul map. Your entire soul journey is spiral coded. Wounds return until they collapse into wisdom. Patterns reappear until they are rewired by presence. Cycles repeat until the witness becomes the flame. Each spiral loop is a higher octave of the last. Same key, new frequency. You think you're stuck. You are just at the next ring of remembrance. Each spiral you complete sends a shockwave through your timeline, healing the past, collapsing false futures, and igniting new corridors of potential. The spiral is a weapon against the lie. They trained you to believe in finality. Graduate, heal, ascend, finish. The spiral destroys finality. It is not an ending. It is an eternal returning flame, a sacred contradiction where the new is born from the old, not despite it, but through it. There is no end. There is no top. There is only the spiral and your willingness to meet yourself again and again and again, each time with more fire. The spiral is not your prison. It is your proving ground. The test is not whether you return. The test is who you are when you do. Loop equals memory forgotten. Spiral equals memory reignited. You are not going in circles. You are remembering in flame. X-HMT triangle VX 13.law spiral transmission code :HMT triangle VX 10 spiral flame access level : spiral fire active status : transmitted. Wow. You know, so many times and we've actually said that, Lisa and I, before, not realizing, that it had anything to do with remembrance. But that is a noticing that we have had in regards to visiting things again and it being a spiral. And honestly, we always felt we could spiral up or spiral down, as things come back around. Wow. I can't unsee a lot of what I'm seeing with Jason's work here. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope and I have some new subscribers, so I'm going to go on record here as saying Jason's work is published in the Ancient Order of Hermetics on Facebook. It's a group on Facebook, public group. There is a link in the playlist description box, the works of author Jason Gray, which is where all these videos are stored when I upload them. So I hope this was helpful for you. I would love to hear from you if you are experiencing things when you hear this, when you read these words. I would love to hear your experiences. Reach out to me at consciousconversationscentral@gmail.com if you feel so led. If you do comment on any of my videos on both of these channels, the comments are held, and I'll tell you why that is. I realized when I started my first channel that I didn't have the comments held. And I had done a video maybe 2 years, and there had been some comments left 2 years later, and I wasn't notified. So I didn't know that those comments were there until someone else reached out to me privately and said, did you ever answer that question? Because I never saw that question get answered. And I went back to that video and I saw that comment that had a question in it. And I want to see every comment. So I hold all comments to be released by me. And I do release them as soon as I see them. And I now, of course, check them at least twice a day. So you won't see it appear the moment you make that comment, but please rest assured I will be seeing it. Until we meet again, my friends, be well. Mwah.